Morning, peeps, I'm back. Now, I'm going to have a bit of a rant today about prices because I've had enough of them. And it's kind of made the game a bit stale. I think a lot of people have said this, and we're going to have a chat about that in a minute. But first off, we'll have a quick look at what's been happening. And where are we? Here's my team. 85 points, -4. I'm not hanging around today, by the way, peeps. This will be nice and short. Get it over with. You've got things to do, and yeah, just like me. I'd rather be playing golf than talking to you lot all morning. So, I won't keep you any longer than I have to, peeps. Right, so I've got 81 if you take off a hit. Most people don't do that. They say, I've got 85 points this week, and they forget that they took a -4, So, everyone done good. Gusto, happy with him. A lot of people got rid of Gusto and Palmer, didn't they? But they're ticking over. Gusto's been their best player. And if it weren't for the rest of them being so useless at finishing, Gusto would he'd be an assist machine, peeps, an assist machine. Anyway, so this is my team. So we'll have a look at the plan. What's the plan, peeps? So it's double game week. Now, like you guys, I've got a good midfield. Well, I will have when I take out Chan and bring Son in. I should have done that. Well, actually, I shouldn't because I got more points bringing in Saliba this week than I would have got if I played Son. Because I didn't get Son because I would have had to bench Palmer. And I thought, well, I don't really want to do that. So, it's a problem we all have, isn't it? Because we've all got so much money. We've all got really good midfields. And it's a problem of who to bench each week, isn't it? So I have to decide what to do this week. Looking at last double game week when people brought in Liverpool players and they were outscored by single week players, and this week we've got mediocre Bournemouth assets. Do we really want to bring them in and take out the likes of Foden or Palmer to play one of these assets that really, no, I don't think I do. I'm going to have Solanke. And I'll tell you the other funny thing, because everybody's got Solanke, and some have triple captained him. I don't actually want him to get any points. So the only double game week player I've got this week, I don't actually want to get any points. Yes, I know he's my captain, but that doesn't matter. He will be my captain when I change it from Haaland, which I think I have done actually in the game already, not on this. But it's crazy, isn't it, that you're captain in a double game week and you don't want him to get any points. Because the reason is you're going to lose places, basically, because everyone's going to captain him anyway. But some have triple captained him. That's the problem with this game, and we see it a lot. We saw it last week with Saka, didn't we? I didn't have him as captain. And every time he got points, my blooming rank dropped. Crazy. So anyway, if you're free hitting like I am this week, anyway, if you've got nothing to do, I reckon the safest one to bring in is Neto, the Bournemouth keeper. If you've got nothing else to do, if you're free hitting next week, then you cannot carry over a transfer. Ideally, I'd save my transfer here. I'm happy with my playing 11. I'd just save my transfer and use 2 transfers in game week 30. But I'm not allowed to, because if you play your free hit and chip in 29, the transfer doesn't carry over, which is crazy, isn't it? I so prefer fan team where you can save as many transfers as you want. If you don't use a transfer for 3 weeks and you've got 3 transfers to use, it makes planning so much more strategic. But here, I'm not even allowed to save my free transfer, and that's really bugging me because I don't really want to make a transfer this week. As it is, I'm probably going to do He-Chan to Son and put Christian Gross on the bench. I don't want to bench Foden because I know they're away at Liverpool, but he's the most informed player in the entire league at the moment, and there's no way I want to bench Foden. And I won't be taking Haaland out either. This is a very big game for City, but difficult fixture, but Liverpool aren't invincible. We've got the second choice keeper in, who's only 3.7, by the way. Another ridiculous thing that we'll be talking about later. But so let's have a quick look at game week 29. Now, some of you might say, peeps, I haven't planned for game week 29. Look, I've got 2 starting outfield players, one who's injured, Pedro Porro and Watkins. They're my only 2 outfielders this week. And people might say, what a numpty. Look, he hasn't even planned for his game week 29. Well, that's the opposite is true, peeps. I have planned. Because from day one, I said I'm going to play my free hit chip. So I haven't made any effort to get any people in. I should have done. I should have got Bowen in for that instead of that blooming He-Chan. And I would have been fine, you know. But as it is, missed out on all Bowen's points because I got him in. I don't know why I was so annoyed that I got He-Chan in. You know, he was the one that everybody got in, didn't they? Every single person got in, basically. It was like mass hypnosis. And I don't know why I did it because I'm annoyed with myself. I actually didn't go on Twitter that week after that because I felt like I'd been influenced, whether I had or not. I mean, I don't normally get Wolves players. They don't normally come under my radar. You know, I'd had Bowen pretty much all season. And was I influenced? Was everyone influenced? I don't know. But it was enough to make me get off social media for a week because I just didn't want to be influenced last week. If I had, I probably would have got Son in last week, wouldn't I? Instead of getting Saliba in. And actually getting Saliba in made me more points than if I'd got Son in because I would have benched Palmer. I would have had a Stupinian coming on for 0 instead of getting 6 points for Saliba. So it worked out good. But I probably will get Son in this week. But the point I'm making here, peeps, is if you're using your free hit chip, then don't even think about Game Week 29. Just block it out and go ahead and have a look at Game Week 30 because Game Week 30 is interesting. We've got a lot of people aren't looking at it yet because they're too busy looking at their double game week or their blank game week. But 30 is really interesting. We've got Arsenal away at City. I've got double blooming Arsenal defence. I've got a Stupinian away at Liverpool. Hopefully Pedro Porro is all right, who will come in for Saliba. And it doesn't look the greatest, does it? So I've got to make a transfer this way. Do I want to bring Son in for He-Chan this week? Then be replace Gross, or do I want to get rid of his Stupinian this week? Which will mean I won't have to play Gabriel away at Man City, and then I can use my transfer. Guess it doesn't matter, does it? Let's say this week I kick out Chan and bring Son in. So that is actually my Game Week 28 transfer. So this is my Game Week 30 team then, and I'll still have another transfer, won't I? So I can take out this Stupinian in Game Week 30 for somebody who's got a decent fixture. I'd really want, I mean, you look at this Game Week 30 and who do you captain, really? I see quite a few people looking at getting Salah in. But it's pretty soon, isn't it, after his injury? Pretty soon. At home to Brighton. Is he a better option than Son at home to Luton? I don't think I'd want to go into that game week without Son because he's got such massive ownership now. And it's only going to get bigger. So I think I'm going to want Son. So if I do get Salah, it's going to have to be a different way. It's not easy though, not easy to actually get Salah in this team. Anyway, Pips, that's enough of that. So what I want to talk to you about now, but yeah, well, basically, think really strongly about Game Week 30 when you're making a transfer this week. Don't kind of base your transfer based on this week, base it on Game Week 30 because you've got to keep your options open. I mean, another option I looked at was replacing He-Chan with a 4.5 this week and then getting Salah in for the Game Week 30. But I'm quite worried about not having Son at home to Luton. But is that FOMO? Is that FOMO? I don't know. Because it does kind of rule me out of getting Salah in. I tell you what, Salah getting injured the other day, or the other week, when I got him in for that double game week, when nobody else hardly did. And he was home to Luton in that second game, but he got injured. Now, it really stuffed up my season. If he hadn't got injured, I would have had him for the Forest game. I would have had him in my team now. I would have been so well set and making hay with all my big team value. It would have been unbelievable, Peeps. But as it is, that injury's kind of derailed me a little bit. And now I've got millions in the bank. Can't make use of my team value that I've got. And it's a shame. And this is all to do with FPL and their ridiculous price change structure they've got. Now, here's an example, right? Palmer. I got Palmer yonks ago for 5.4 million. He's only 5.7 now. You know, the game opened up a month before the season. Kane left, which completely stuffed up the prices of all the players. You know, if FPL had any bollocks, they would have taken all the prices down, redone them all in the light of Kane not being there, made Haaland much more difficult to bring in. The fact that 85% of people got Haaland in shows that the pricing was not done correctly. It should have been made really difficult to get Haaland in. It should have been made a tough choice, you know, so that maybe 60% of managers thought, you know, that's too much of a compromise to get Haaland, and looked elsewhere, you know. And you had Palmer, who was a bit player at City, transfers to Chelsea and he's like 4.5 or 5 million in the game, and he's like almost an essential player now. Yet his price has only gone up by about 500,000. He should be 8 million now at least, 7, 8, 9. You know, and you've got players like Fernandes at Man United, who's still like 8 odd million. You wouldn't probably buy him if he was 7 million, would you? And the pricing does not change to reflect the changing situations. And that's why we are all looking at a very, very similar teams. I mean, you look at ownership and it's like everybody's got virtually the same midfield. And the prices don't change. You know, we know Saka should be 11 million now. Or, you know, they should change. The NRL competition in Australia, I think it starts this week. Great competition, by the way. And what they do is once the first kickoff starts for the game week, then you're locked out of making any changes until the last game is finished. And during that time, they put up a new set of prices for the following week based on how the players have performed during the week, you know, how they're tracking. And over the season, the players' prices can change quite a lot. You know, they reflect reality. FPL prices don't reflect reality. Gusto 4.2, ridiculous. You know, it's just crazy, absolutely ridiculous. We saw Haaland when he came back from injury, and he didn't even go up, did he? I don't know, like, or he didn't. They sold him. People were selling him. He didn't drop. You know, like millions of people sold him. Didn't even change price. So the price is just they're just ridiculous, and they do not encourage diversity within the players you pick, you know, because I mean, it's obvious that Saka's in your team. It's obvious that Haaland's in your team and that Foden's in the team and all these people, Palmer, because of the pricing. If the pricing was more dynamic, there'd be more choice. You know, you might be looking at the Man United players and think, hang on a minute, Rashford's only 6 million. But he's not, of course, is he? Because he's still at the price he was at the start of the blooming season, even though he's only scored 6 goals. And you'd have a lot more choice. You know, every player would be priced at a price that made you want to buy them. I mean, at the moment, you've already got 90% of the players in this competition that you would never even consider, would you? You know, you wouldn't consider them. Players that are playing for Forest or whatever. You know, there needs to be a way. Make them, why 4.5 million? Why not 3 million? Or whatever, you know, just so that every player has a price that you might consider you'd want them for. You know, they don't put enough thought into this, do it? It's lazy. They put their thing out and it's all automated. And it's leading to a very stale game, peeps. And, you know, I think there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way. You know, if you're going to open the game a month early, then you're asking for trouble, aren't you? Especially if you're not prepared to change your prices based on what's happened. You know, at the moment we've got a Liverpool goalkeeper, could be there for the rest of the season, 3.7 million, I think he is. He was a few days ago. It's unbelievable, Change things. Change it up. Do something. Anyway, peeps, I've had enough of this. I'm off. And I'll talk to you all later, because like I said, you've got better things to do. I've got better things to do. And we're going to go and get them done. Go and do something more useful. Come back, sort your team out. Forget about Game Week 29 if you're not, if you are free hitting. And with your transfer this week, look at Game Week 30, not this week. That's what I tend to do when I make my transfers. I know you are making a transfer for this week, but what you're really doing is making that transfer for the next game week, isn't it? Because you don't want to do short-term stuff. I don't think you do anyway. Some people will this week. They're going to bring in Bournemouth assets that they're probably never going to use again, just for this week, because they've got 2 fixtures that look easy. Sheffield United, Luton. Very tempting. But as we've already seen with people that bought in that Bournemouth defender last week, he's already injured before the game week started. Anyway, peeps, I'm in demand. Someone wants me. I've got to go. So I'll talk to you all later anyway. So where are we? Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later. Okay then, cheers for now then, peeps.